about life, this is a lesson I'm going to call Hunter of Fate. It's named after a song from one of my favorite musicians who likes to teach about life. In this lesson, I'd like to talk about to follow the trail or navigate the jungle. Raise your hand if you would rather follow the trail. One, off the trail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Look, there's not a right way or a wrong way. There are some people in life who would rather follow the trail, and there are some people who would rather navigate the jungle. But here's a question. What are the benefits of following the trail? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Okay, museum.
When you follow the trail, you will never get lost. Like you can follow forever. Like that is where the end. But if you don't follow the trail, you'll get lost in the jungle.
Okay, I thought that sentence would never end. But it did, and I'm happy that it did. And I'm happy it was so good too. That's right. If you follow the trail, you won't get lost. Does anybody else have an answer? I think Zen has one over here. All right, let me squeeze through here. All right, what do you want to say?
The trail can be followed, but make sure that you meet someone who have walked through the trail before.
Is there anybody who would rather navigate the jungle? All right, it looks like Bao Bao would like to navigate the jungle. Let's go talk to Bao Bao. Bao Bao, why would you like to navigate the jungle?
I want to climb the trees.
He wants to climb the trees. He wants to have the glory of being the first one to climb this tree. No one has done it before. He might be the first. All right, Bao Bao. Well, let's talk about, let's see if you can answer this. What are the benefits of following a trail? Raise your hand if you know. You don't have to take risks. That's a good thing. If you follow the trail, you don't have to take risks. You can rely on the trail to do everything for you. You can have faith in the trail without understanding or knowing the trail. You don't need to know who made it. You don't need to know when they made it. You don't need to know how they made it. As long as you just have faith that it goes somewhere and that it's safe. Now, you can't see around the corner, so you don't know if it's safe, but in your heart, you believe it, right? Because many people have walked this trail. And your destination is chosen for you. Like Potter said, it's just safer because you don't have to think about your destination. You can trust the trail. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. What are some real life examples of following the trail? Let me show you. Who knows what this is? Astrology means that Min, where's Min? Look at Min. Min was born in June. So if we look at June, we can see that this is the crab. That is Cancer. Okay? So her star sign is Cancer. So she might wake up in the morning and look at a website, and the website is going to say, hey, Min, you're a Cancer. This is what's going to happen to you today. And it's going to tell her everything. And Min believes that her whole life is planned, that every day is planned, that every day the stars know what's going to happen. Here's another example, self-help and progress planning. You guys know what I love? Rabies. I do love rabies, but you know what else I love? All right, EQ, what is it that I always talk about?
7 habits of highly effective
7 habits of highly effective
people.
people. Guess what? That's self-help. All right? It's a good plan. It is a trail that someone else laid out. They said, here are the steps that you need to follow. And if you follow these steps, you will end up in a good place. Okay? So it's not bad to follow the trail. I'm teaching this to show you that if you find something you believe in and you trust it and you have faith in it, you can follow. Museum?
And if we don't follow the trail, yes, we have freedom, but we don't know what it's going to end with.
Well, there are benefits to that too, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Oh boy, here's another example of following the path. Raise your hand if you know who this is. Somebody new. Okay, since some people aren't raising their hand, I will come. Bright. Who is this?
I didn't raise my hand.
That's okay. That's why I came to you. All right. Who is this?
Is he Buddha?
This is Buddha. This is Buddha. If you trust in Buddha, you know that Buddha has a plan for you. You know that Buddha wants you to be enlightened and to reach nirvana. There's another person like this. Raise your hand if you know who this is. Well, there's someone else here. Raise your hand if you know this guy. Okay. Oh, wait. Someone's got their hand. Now Bright wants to answer. Who is it, Bright? Jesus. All right. What's Jesus' job here?
A shepherd.
He's a shepherd. Okay? So again, the sheep don't know where to eat. If they don't have a shepherd, the sheep are just going to wander around every morning. It's so strange because you come to school and what do? You pray to, not Sawadika. What are you talking about? This is why. I'm not talking about why. Heavenly Father, we implore you today with confidence and trust to grant us the intellect to learn and understand the subjects we are to study throughout the day. Whatever religion you practice, just make sure that you're kind to other people and that you listen to other people. If you don't understand someone else, ask them questions, get to know them. I don't want to talk about religion too much because it's a topic that you should discuss nicely with your friends. But instead, let's look at one of the scenes from Beyond the Red Room.
Hey, can you believe in God or not? That it's because we have free will. So prayer is taking control of our own fate. Assumably, we are floating with life without any directions. It's up to you to make your own purpose in life. Don't let life happen to you. Make life happen for you.
Okay, is the prayer in this scene an example of following a trail or navigating a path? Okay, let's see. Zen thinks he knows. Yes?
As example of following the trail.
It is an example of following a trail. In this case, the prayer is faith in the Lord as a shepherd, that he knows the grand plan, which is too large for the students to see. Okay? So AK says, well, how can the Lord help us? Does he care about us? We're just like ants, you know? But the children have faith. The children have faith that the Lord had a plan when he put Mesa in harm's way. Nietzsche, does this scene mean that we should trust religion to carry us through life?
I don't know.
Good. I don't know is a good answer. You know what? How old are you, Anna? 9 years old. I'm 50 and I don't know. So if you're 9 and you don't know, don't worry. Seek the answers. Pray to Buddha for the answers. Pray to Jesus for the answers. Look at Google for the answers. There are a lot of places, okay? There's no right and wrong answer here. In this scene, AK believes in existential nihilism, and he rejects religion. He says, what do you think God cares about us? Right? What a terrifying and shocking thing to say. But I understand him because it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that we're being taken care of when we see so much disaster and so much tragedy. For example, the young girl in the video who we lost. Okay, so let's see who can say this word. The word is existential nihilism. I'm going to come and see if there's anybody in this room that can pronounce it. All right, let's go over here because we've got Ava in the back who thinks she can say it. All right. She said, excelente. It sounds Spanish to me, not excelente. Lemon, speak into the microphone.
Existential nihilism.
Ping pong. Perfect, perfect. All right, I have a way that can help you understand it more because it's a big word. To exist means to be real and present, okay? You know what? This girl right here, Pin, she's real. I can feel her head, right? I can see her, I can touch her, and especially I can smell her. Okay? All right? This eraser is real. These are things that exist. We know they exist. But now let's look at the word nil. The word nil means nothing. So sometimes you'll hear people say that as a replacement for nothing. You know, what do you like most about Selfie? And I will say nothing, nada, nil. That means zero. I like nothing about her. But that's not true. That's not true because I like her smile. Look at that. It's so precious. We have exist, we have nil. So existential nihilism means to believe that life is meaningless. And you might say, Teacher Daryl, how can life be meaningless? Well, what it means is that if I die today, if I go home and die, you'll still come to school and study math tomorrow, right? People will still wake up and go to work tomorrow. The sun will still come up tomorrow. Birds will still sing and feed worms to their children tomorrow. If you're lucky, maybe a bird will land on your shoulder and feed a worm to you. But life will go on because my life is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Everything is meaningless because no matter what happens, life will go on. The world will still turn. Smile does not believe life is meaningless. Smile finds harmony or compromise. That means two things working together between existentialism and religion. Smile tells AK that he has the power to make life choices and create his own fate. So she's got a little mix of existentialism, which means you have the power to make your own life choices and create your own fate. But she adds that an existentialist can accept religion at least for its principles and guidance. All right? Whether you are Buddhist or Christian or Hindi or Muslim or astrology or self-help, no matter what, I bet you that we can all agree on the same principles, which are to be kind to others, to have compassion, to help others who are suffering. All right, here we go. Hunter of Fate. This is a scene in the movie Beyond the Red Room, but we're not going to watch the scene. Instead, we're going to watch the music video of a musician that I love very much. Her name is Tamlin. She is Thai. She was educated in Canada, and she sings a lot of songs that help her listeners think about the important questions in life. I'd like for you to watch this video, and we'll have a little Kahoot quiz about it. Are you ready?
Trek the concrete jungle through the hustle and bustle. Follow the footsteps on a...
What is another word for zero or nothing? What is existentialism? What is the hunter hunting in Hunter of Fate? Wait a minute. Who said she's hunting for dinner? What is the meaning of when I hold the prize in my hand, why do I feel nothing at all? What is the meaning of I will keep my eyes wide open, hungry for the life I taste? Who said I'm looking for a good restaurant? Let's see. Okay, everybody got the answer right. Everybody got it right. All right. Everybody got it right. Okay, good. Okay, almost everybody got that one right. Okay, almost everybody got that.
I am the hunter of my fate.
What you do need to know is that you can pray to Buddha for the answers. You can pray to Jesus for the answers. You can go to Google for the answers. Okay? There are answers and knowledge all around you. And what we should all be doing, no matter what we believe in, is filling our heads and our hearts and our spirits with knowledge and compassion and the will to help people who are suffering, help people who need us. I am Teacher Daryl, and I would like to thank you for listening. Okay, so how scary was this scene? Raise your hands. Okay.
5 out of 10.
All right. 5,000.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. What does 5 out of 10 mean?
Normal, pretty normal.
Pretty normal, not too scary. Okay. Guy, what do you think?
Not scary at all.
Okay, Guy says that it's not scary at all. Okay, yes.
Scary at all.
Not scary at all. I think this is the scariest. Idea? What do you think? Not scary at all. So far, one person said like medium scary, not scary at all. Yes.
Scary when the clown appears.
Okay, scary when the clown appears. All right, well, why was it scary? For those who said it was scary, Theme, you think it's scary? All right, that's not the question here. Why was it scary? Cake said it's scary. Why was it scary?
Because it's have a lot
Because it had what?
of blood.
Because it had blood. So it was scary because it had blood. Okay, what do you think?
It's scary because we doesn't know that the clown will just appear when we doesn't prepare for it.
Okay, it's scary because we didn't know the clown would appear when we weren't prepared for it. All right, let me go back to Cake and the blood. Why is blood scary, Cake? Yeah, but you have blood, right? Are you scary?
But I'm scared of blood.
But you're scared of blood. Okay, one moment because we're going to move on. So let me tell you, did you know that this scene is a lot scarier to your teachers and parents? I think that this will be the scariest scene for parents to watch. And certainly it's a scary scene for teachers to watch. Do you feel like it was scary, Master Guardian?
Mommy, it's a bit scary. Just a little bit scary.
Okay, so why? Why do you think it's scarier for your parents and adults than it is for you? Let me go over here and he can answer. Yes?
Because the parents and teacher take care of them and the student died. Because there's no blood.
Okay, so he said because the parents and teachers take care of them and the student died because there is no blood. All right, maybe. Yes?
I think that parents are scared because they love their children and they don't want to get them away.
That's a very good answer from Guy. So Guy thinks the parents are scared because they love their children. And he said, get them away, but I think he meant they want to protect their children. Every year, I ask students what kind of movie they'd like to make. And every year, students want horror. Every year. If I ask you, what are you going to say? Every year, students want horror. Sometimes students want action. But a lot of the boys say action. And action is harder to film because, we can't do dangerous things, right? When you're filming an action movie, you have to do stunts. And I don't want to make you do stunts. Okay? So stunts like running and jumping and swinging from something. That's what makes action, right? Action is like when we see dangerous things happening. So to film an action movie, I would have to really put you in danger, right? So the other thing that people always say, which you said too, is horror. Okay? But there are many things we actually learn from horror because horror is almost always about facing real fears. For example, fear of the unknown. All right? If you ever see a ghost movie, it's always about hearing things and finding things that are wrong, finding things that shouldn't be where they are, right? So it's really not about ghosts because ghosts aren't scary in real life. All right? Number one, there's no scientific proof that there has ever been a ghost in real life. Okay? But even if there was a ghost, it wouldn't be scary because if you met a ghost, you would be able to ask questions that we don't know the answers to. Like, what happens when we die? Is it cold after death? Do you wear the same clothes every day? Are these the clothes you died in? Is there a God? You know, there's like so much information that we could get if we could meet a ghost, right? So that's not scary. But in the movies, it's scary because it's a fear of the unknown, a fear of chaos. If you've ever watched like a zombie movie, right? It's not the fear of zombies, but it's usually like the fear of other gangs who are also surviving, right? And then they end up at war with you to get your food and water. Yes? Chaos is like when things are not in order. Here at the school, we keep everything in good order. But what if you came here and anybody was allowed to bully you? People were allowed to kick you whenever they feel like it, and people were allowed to steal your bag and take your phone. That's chaos. Would that be fun? But that's what happens in a zombie movie, right? So that's the scary thing. Yes?
Chaos is no responsibility.
Yeah, chaos is no order, no responsibility. All right. We've also got the fear of being alone. Lots of movies, lots of horror movies put people in situations where they are all alone with nobody to rely on, but they need to learn to rely on themselves. Fear of being powerless, you know, like no one's going to help you. You can only help yourself. Fear of death. Okay, and that's what we just saw. Raise your hand if you're scared of death. Okay? Raise your hand if you're scared of somebody around you dying. Yeah, so that's why horror movies are so popular, because we can face our fears and we can experience through a movie overcoming those fears, because there's always a happy ending, usually. Okay? So this scene is scary to us adults because we know how precious life is. I think when you watch it and you see Mesa being squeezed, maybe you just think, oh, it's scary because he has blood. But for us, it's scary because this is an innocent little girl whose life is precious. And the one thing I don't like about horror movies or even action movies is that sometimes people die and in the next scene, nobody cares. Nobody even talks about it, right? So in this movie, when I make stuff, I want you to remember how precious life is, because your parents know how precious it is, and I know how precious your life is, and that's what makes it scary to see this happen, because this is real. The clown might not be real, but bad people who will get close to you and hurt you are real. And your parents know that. I know that. Teacher guardian knows that. That's what makes it scary. And the more that you understand that and realize how precious your life is, the more you will know how to avoid strangers when you go out to the market and somebody like this tries to talk to you or get close to you, right? And that's what I want you to learn. Cake had her hand up, yes? Scary movie has what?
Dangerous theme.
Yeah, it has a dangerous theme because there has to be a sense of danger. Yes?
Sometimes they don't know when it's gonna come, so it can make someone heart attack.
Yeah. In real life, I'm sure that has probably happened. Yes, I hope that never happens when I make something. Idea?
How it happens and why would it happen?
So what you mean, why would somebody hurt you? That's the scary part. That's the scary part. There are lots of reasons that people hurt other people. And it's not always the same reason. It's lots of different reasons.
One reason.
Will I tell you one reason? Sometimes people themselves are hurt. Like sometimes when people grew up, they did not learn the right morals and the right values, the same values that we try to teach to you at school, right? Do you remember the values I taught to you? What's habit 1? Raise your hand. Yes? Be proactive. What about begin
with the end in mind.
begin with the end in mind? Put
First thing first.
put first things first. Think win-win. Seek. Okay, somebody new way over here. Yes.
Seek first to understand, then to be understood.
Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize and sharpen the saw. I don't want to waste all the time talking about values, but going back to Ida's question, the reason why we learn values and morals and principles is so that we can grow up to be good, compassionate, empathetic, loving people that don't hurt others, okay? But not everybody grows up with those principles, and they will hurt other people to get what they want. Okay, so let's continue on here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So, for those of you who don't know how precious life is and who don't know why that scene was so scary, raise your hand if you have a dog or a cat. Imagine that same scene. The clown comes out and he's got his bony hands. And imagine that clown comes up to your dog or cat and picks it up and squeezes it until it falls on the floor. Would that be scary? All right. Yes, Theme?
But it's natural for someone to die. It's the beauty of a human. They get birth and then they do the things that they want until they die. That's the beauty of being a human.
That is the beauty of being a human. Death is a part of life, and we're going to talk about that on the next slide. But you are correct. Death is something that we need to talk about, and death is something that you need to understand. So now you can understand why the scene is scary, because maybe when you watched it the first time, you play so many video games and you watch so many movies that death is like nothing, right? But now that you think about how precious life is, it's a lot more scary, isn't it? To think about that happening to your dog or cat. So think about your parents who love you more than you love your dog or cat. That's a very scary scene. Now, Theme was talking about death, how none of us can escape death. It's part of life. And this is, raise your hand if you're Buddhist. Okay?
What is Buddhist?
That means you go to the temple and you pray to Buddha. Okay? So Buddha teaches us a lot of lessons in life. And one of the things that we learn in Buddhism is that we are but guests visiting this world. Though most of us do not know this. When we go to school every day, when we wake up every day, we don't really think that we're just visiting this planet, this earth. We take it for granted that we're alive and that we're going to go and see our friends. But we're only visiting, and we can leave anytime. And those who see the real situation, those who understand how precious life is, those who really know what a gift we have every day, no longer feel inclined to quarrel. That means they no longer want to fight. They no longer want to cause harm, idea. So that helps answer your question. If you have good principles, if you are spiritually healthy, and you know how precious life is, you don't want to fight with others. You don't want to argue with others. You don't want to cause more chaos behind you in the world. You want to make a better world, right? Don't make this movie for other people. Make it for yourself, because I promise you that time and time again throughout your life, you're going to want to watch this movie. And eventually, you're going to show it to your children. And then, one day, your grandchildren are going to watch in disbelief that you were ever their same age. And then, you can say you did make this movie for other people. You have teachers that take time to lift you up so that you have pride and confidence and self-worth. You know, when I was a kid, I had a really good teacher that cared about you.
Is your dad going to let Nita teach us at your house?
Daryl, is there something you'd like to share with the class?
My hero is someone who will rust very soon. I thought this was supposed to be about real. I think Didi was the hero. She was my best friend. OMG! Ghostbuster! Can I take a selfie? I don't think that we're in 1984 anymore.
That if you act like this,